Good to know. Hey everyone. All right. How y'all doing? Hello, hello. Welcome. Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the pack. Today, we are going to be fixing some stick drift. I have a couple controllers from customers that I'm going to work on throughout the stream, and then also I got a PS5 that came in for overheating issues that we're going to take care of today. And then we're also going to stream tomorrow some more repairs. So that'll be nice. The schedule will be coming real soon. Real soon. Also, we got some new tech to help the stream out, make it easier. I'm in the works of getting this capture card working so I can show you guys raw feed from consoles instead of having to walk over to the test TV in the background. That way you guys can see everything nice and fresh. But let me go grab those controllers and we will get started. I'm muted. Hey, Gibarino. Nice to have you here, man. Uh, hey. Yeah, man. Not gonna lie with you, today was, or the past few days has been rough, but, I figured let me hop on stream instead of just sulking. Same, bro. I don't know what it is about this week. It started off good, though. The trajectory was nice, and then it just nosedived like a plane without an engine. But let's do the thing. Let's try to stay positive. I feel like being on the stream will help me to try to stay positive. But yeah, what you been playing lately, man? It's cool that you play a bunch of variety of games. I think one day it would be nice to like maybe we can like collab and maybe stream together. That'd be cool. Maybe some multiplayer game. I'd be super down for that. I think I'm gonna start streaming myself playing video games too, real soon. I got some equipment to help out with pushing the feed to the PC. Debating like where to have another monitor. I know I want another monitor there, but anyway. I tried Oblivion Remastered yesterday and it's like the best optimized game I've ever played in a while. Really? Huh. Like what like the FPS is real nice or it just runs super smooth? Like would you compare it to what Nintendo did with Ocarina of Time 3D? Like I'll be interested to hear your take on that. Alright, so stick drift repairs. Let me grab a cable and connect it to um, the PC. So we're gonna test. Gonna replicate the stick drift on screen. Oh, yeah, an ad starts in about 12 seconds. Just FYI, y'all. Is this cable? Oh, this is gonna work. I need a USB-C cable. C to C, I need A to C. There we go. Or Joe to C. Yeah, barely drop frames, and it's really easy on my CPU for how amazing it looks. Wow, okay. Dang, that kind of makes me hype. Now, Oblivion was before Skyrim, right? In the Elder Scrolls series. I've always known about them, but I've never really played them myself. Alright, let's get this connected. Let's switch on over to screen share. Screen share. There we go. Alright, so we have GB Boy says, yeah, before Skyrim and after Morrowind. Okay. I think I have a copy of Oblivion actually. Hold up, real quick. Real quick before I plug this in. I found it at like an estate sale and I scooped it up because I was like, you know what? That would just be cool to have. Oh, oh. Okay. Well, should have thought that through a little bit better. But yeah, I picked it up for PC because I was like, oh, that's just cool to have, you know? And it was like complete in box, had the map in it and everything. I was like, that's super cool. So when I saw it, I think I paid like a few bucks for it. But, it was still, as a gamer, I like to have a variety. But anyway, let's test this. We're gonna start with the Spider-Man controller. Connect to USB, and let's replicate the issues. Alright, so he said both of these controllers have stick drift. We're gonna just do a nice test all buttons, triggers are working, D-pad's working. Oh, it did that thing again. Okay. Alright, sound should be back. That's so crazy that the PC will pick up the microphone on this controller and set it as the input device and take over my microphone on my headset. It's so annoying, but whatever. Alright, now that we're back, let's go through and test. So start select work, base button's working, D-pad's working. Oh. I think we found the issue already. I don't think I need to go much further. Look at that. That's annoying. Can't aim with that going on. Alright, so it's the right stick. Let's see the left stick. Let's see if it's just fine. Circularity looks good. Ooh, it's a little rough on the bottom, but I think recalibrating will take care of that. Okay, but this left stick needs to be swapped out. Alright, let's take care of it. Let's go back over to our overhead cam. It's crazy stick drift still happening. Like, how haven't we figured that out yet? Well, apparently with the new Switch, Nintendo figured out something. Apparently. Apparently. We'll see though. I'm of the camp that they're just gonna reuse the same technology because it's cheaper and manufacturing costs, and they just want to save money. But I think the ultimate reason why is because these manufacturers just want to save money. If they can manufacture a controller for cheaper, they will. So that way, they can make more profit. Because the tech to not have stick drift is out there. Like, I mean, we have electromagnetic analog sticks instead of potentiometers. So instead of contacts on contacts rubbing up against each other to no position and feed that into your console or computer, we have electromagnets that create a voltage based on distance to detect your position or its position to feed into the computer or console. So Gully Kit has, that's kind of like the bigger brand that makes these types of modules. I have some for the PS5, but this customer opted not to just to save cost. But these ones are awesome, and I think I saw a post recently where Gully Kit finally figured out a module that'll work with the DualSense Edge. So that's going to be super good. Because I think the real benefit of the electromagnetic analog sticks, where you never have to worry about stick drift again, is justifying the cost to install them with a controller that's worth it. So I think once you have a controller that's worth it, it's like super worth it. For example, I would do it to this controller, because these controllers are pretty rare because they were special edition, pretty expensive. So it'd be nice to be able to use it indefinitely and never have to worry about stick drift with something like this. Alright, let's get started. So to take apart a PS5 controller, it's not the hardest thing in the world. Always use a plastic tool though, so you don't damage the finish. Always use a plastic spudger, not a metal one, or a knife, or a screwdriver. You will mess up your finish. I've seen way too many people do that. And it's usually customers who try to attempt it themselves by like taking this off in order to try to clean it. Because some people have success with that, but I haven't really seen that. Me, I'm of the camp of just replace it. And then it's going to work, and then you just recalibrate it. Alright, so we got that off. A little dirty. I might need to start charging this soon. Oh, okay, cool. Oof. Tipped over my alcohol dispenser. Good thing it didn't leak. That was nice. All right. Once you get that bottom cover off, you reveal two screws. You have a screw on this side, screw on this side. There's two more screws in order to take this thing apart, and they're over here underneath the bumpers. I really do like the way Sony designed this controller, or PlayStation, rather, designed this controller. I like how everything's concealed, there's no exposed screws. That's always a nice touch. Alright, so now that we have that done, we need a Phillips 00 size screws. Take them off. Also, I think going forward, I'm gonna start streams at 7 p.m. I'm really looking at my schedule and when I need to get certain things done outside of um, the content creation life. I think going forward, I'm gonna have a stream schedule of Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday. I think that'll be optimal. At least for where I am right now, still working a full-time job and everything, which I really don't see that changing. Even if, like, you know, let's say Twitch was really starting to blow up, just because of the cost of things like health insurance and whatnot. Alright, so now that we got that taken apart, we just need to separate the two halves now that we got the 4 screws out. And then there's some clips that act as latches, so we have one here. Nice. Here. Nice. Gonna open this thing up. Nice. Clips retain, baby. That's how you do it. I'll clean that off later. Oh, sorry, Gibrino. Didn't see you. The consistency is the hardest part for real. I feel like I take a week off Twitch, I'm gonna be back at square one again. Yeah. People's attention spans are really that short, man. And then you know, you miss a few days, then you're not gonna grow, and then people forget about you, they move on to someone else, you know. It just happens. I mean, we do the same thing with TV shows, right? As humans. Let's get this off. Put the flourish somewhere else, man. I don't really use it. It doesn't need to stay out here. Oblivion, huh? Maybe I should get the remaster. I feel like I'd be a good candidate for it, as I've never played Oblivion. So it'd be nice to actually play it. Battery disconnected. Look how little this battery is, man. That's why it only lasts like 4 hours. Right, let me get a sip of my sip. What is this? Oh, yeah. CPS HDMI. Just components. Oh, man. I keep forgetting that my parts aren't in the room. I'll cross that bridge when I get there. So we have one screw right here. Just holds this battery carrier. So once you remove that screw, you'll be able to take this thing apart as needed. And all these screws are the same, which is really nice, so you can't mix them up. I love when companies do that. I know for laptops it's hard for them to do that, but laptops are the worst because there's so many different length screws and pitch screws and all that goodness. Is it kind of dark, man? Here, let me increase the brightness of my workbench light. like that'll help a good amount. Yeah, should be at like about 60%. I guess I lowered it some other time. Just wondering why that thing was looking so dark. Oh, that's right. Sorry, guys. The customer specifically asked me to let him know when I started working on his controllers. Skip my mind. 1 second. To tune in. Alright, I did my part. So we just need to remove some ribbon cables. This one's always kind of, you know what? For this one, I'm just going to use my fingers. Yeah. Alright, we got the battery carrier off. And the that rear microphone stays with it. So next thing we need to do, we have a few more ribbon cables to remove. We have this one up top. Done. And these for the triggers. Done. And then also we need to desolder these wires, these motor wires. And of course, as always, you want to make a note of which goes where. You don't want to reverse the polarity. And on these PS5 controllers, the black wire is always on top. You return ground. Alright, I already had my soldering iron warming up. Clear my space, stay nice and tidy. This thing's just better. Let's get a pair of tweezers. We're going to desolder these wires. This you don't really need a microscope for. Just need to be careful around plastic so you don't melt something you didn't intend to. Alright, that's one. That's two. For the left side, now we're doing the right side. That's one. And it's two. Oh. Oh man, it's not just the black and red wires. We have the green and yellow. And yellow is always on top. These must be like sense wires. Or for different motor. Alright. So now we can take the main board out. Boom. Take the shell, the rest of the shell, and put it to the side. Yeah, I really like how they design these controllers, man. Alright. And this controller is not in like the worst shape. Like, you didn't use it too much. Alright. So since we know it's the right one that was bad, I'm gonna remove the cap for the right one. Place it on the right, move the cap for the left one, place it on the left. And I like to put them back because, you know, if you're gaming with a controller long enough, you get a feel for exactly which one's which. So it's nice to maintain, like, especially me being a melee player, it's just a little thing I think about, like, you know, I don't want it to feel different. Alright, so we're going to add flux on these contact points and get this one desoldered. You know, at this point, some people would try to clean it, which it looks mostly fine. Like, it looks okay, but me personally, I don't spend the time doing that. What up, Jeff? Hey, Stan. Glad to have you here, man. Good to see you. Man, typing with gloves is the worst. Hey, you still at work? Or are you, what's up, Jeff? Hey, Brian. Nice to have you here too, man. Yeah, I need that. I need that. I need that energy. I need that spirit bomb energy. I need people here. 'Cause this week was wiggity wiggity whack. Okay. So we doing a stick drift repair for you guys. See, I know y'all just tuning in. Just got home. That's what's up. Oh, so that means you about to do some push-ups. You know, that's something I was thinking about the other day. Is doing push-ups like on stream, like maybe at some point, just to do them. You know, knock them junks out. I think it'd be cool. What's up, Ziggin? Yeah, Ziggin's in the chat. All right, let's switch back over to the microscope view. I hear you, Jeff. Yeah, man. It'd be tight to do push-ups. Microscope. Alright. A little dark. Let's see if we can brighten this up. Yeah, there we go. I always gotta reorient myself of which one it is. See, look at all that factory flux they just leave on there, man. They just leave that junk. Heard you got Reese PS5 in. Yeah, actually, here, let me put it in frame. I will say Reese did not package it well. So I didn't even open it yet, Stan. And this is something like I was hoping he would have like maybe looked it up, but this thing is literally shaking in here. That is not good. It should not be moving inside the box. So I'm hoping like it's not damaged, man. But yes, this PS5 is in. Oh, UPS packed it. Oh, so it's not on him. It's not his fault. Okay, okay. But I mean, they did not package it well. I'll tell you that much. He probably just brought it to them and asked them to take care of it, which is what any normal person would have done. It's just like, man, UPS, bro. They did not package that junk well. They were like, we don't care about your PS5, bro. So I'm just adding flux to all the solder points because we are going to desolder this thing. Yeah, that's what he did. But they said it would fit snug in the box. Yikes, they lied to him. They really did lie to the boy. That sucks. Well, I will say, even though it may not have gotten here in the best way. Cap, exactly. Gatorade bottle cap. Water bottle cap. Baseball cap. All the caps. They lied to that man. But yeah, it's nice to have y'all in here, man. Cause, dang, yeah, nice, 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 nice. All right, let's see if we can get the solder. Oh wait, usually I like to add leaded solder, cause it lowers the overall melting point of everything. So let's do that actually. You know what? I need to get like a distilled water container. I gotta do that. I keep telling myself to. I need to. I used to never believe in cleaning the soldering iron tip with water, but ever since I went to that class to get my trainer's certificate, I'm a believer again. Also, I may not be able to get like a bigger fume extractor, but I might just do those rinky-dink fan types, which I didn't really want to do, but whatever. Hey, Tina! It's Tina! It's the merchandiser. I gotta go over there and show you how to do the Twitch Prime thing. What you working on today? I'm working on uh PS5 controllers. I have two PS5 controllers to repair. Here's one of them. It's in a nice red color. The other one is like the special edition Spider-Man one. They came in with stick drift. And then I'm also going to be working on a PS5 that has an overheating issue. That's what we got going on today. So right now, you joined at kind of the entertaining part. I'm going to be removing the old one. So this is where like people can see some desoldering done. Oh, if I can stay in frame. I'm just gonna remove old solder. Is this a permanent stick drift fix? The customer opted not to go with Hall effects. I know what you're asking, Brian. The customer, and I have them in stock. I have some Gully Kit Hall effect analog sticks in stock, but he opted with the traditional ones just for cost. Or maybe I didn't mention it to him. That could be it too. Sometimes, nice, they brought it to the right person. Thanks, Tina. Yeah, sometimes like I can feel the vibe of customers, like if they're really trying to just save money and like, maybe I shouldn't do that. Maybe I shouldn't do that. Maybe I should just offer it to everybody, and if they want it, cool. If they don't, that's cool too. Shouldn't try to hard read what people might want, taking their opportunity away. I'm robbing them of choosing. It's nice to have you all here. Yeah, yeah, that's what's up. I almost didn't stream today, even though today was my scheduled time to stream. And going forward, my streams get why does stick drift happen so often? So here's my take, and let me change the camera view because I wanna say this. So here's my take on stick drift. And look here, and I have old modules here, so I can show you guys. Oh, this one got melted. All right, stick drift. You know what? Actually, the overhead cam will be better to explain this. So here's the analog stick module. Like here's what I removed from a PS5 controller. It was damaged, or it had stick drift. What happens is, in order for the controller to detect like your movement, you have a y-axis, right? You have an up and down, and you have an x-axis, right? Left and right. And what detects that is these green things on the side. There's one here, and there's one here. What happens is dirt can get inside of there. That's one reason that causes stick drift. I've noticed people with like cats or pets, particularly long cat hair, it gets inside and then it causes drift. Because the sensor now is detecting something. It's causing friction on the sensor when it shouldn't be. So it picks that up and boom, you get stick drift. Another reason I've seen, and this is just intrinsic to the design of these things, is they detect position by two rubbing contacts. And over time, you keep rubbing contacts, it creates a fine like particulate dust. And that dust ends up causing drift because now that dust is interfering with the sensors. So that's another reason. It's almost like brake dust. Like brake dust accumulates, and sure, it doesn't cause an issue with your car, but it looks bad on your wheels. Same thing. When you have two parts rubbing up against each other, they create dust. So that's kind of the main reasons why stick drift happens. That's literally why. And that's why companies like Gully Kit um, make it so they make modules that don't need the friction on friction to detect position. They just use magnets. You ever notice like when you put magnets together, there's like that period where they're like you can kind of feel when they're about to grab each other or attract to each other. That feeling you can read it as a voltage, and then you can use that voltage to know like, oh, how far apart are they, and then smart engineers figured out a way to get that input into the controller, which is super cool. So that's why it happens. Now, why it happens so often, I think you either get a lemon or there's dust that got in it, so maybe the house is dusty, or you have pets, like I said, or you eat and crumbs drop in behind the stick. That happens. Those are all reasons why it could happen. Can you put Hall effects in the Joy-Cons? Oh, thanks, Tina. I'm glad it made sense. I was hoping I explained it well. Hey, Brian, it's funny you asked that. I gotta upgrade. Check that out. You see that? You see that? Yeah, yeah. Oh, you see that? You see that? You see that? I'm gonna do a Brian moment where he puts the camera like right in your face like this and says appreciate the memories all up in your face. Those videos are gonna be gold in like 5 years, 5 to 10 years. Anyway, let's get back to the desoldering that needs to happen on these things. But yes, Brian, they make Gully Kit also makes Hall effect sticks for Joy-Cons. Now, I'm curious what they're going to come up with for Joy-Con 2s. Now, obviously, the product's not out yet, unless they got early versions of it where they can start prototyping and developing. But it is cool. I am interested in seeing what they do, because honestly, I might, because I'm going to be I'm going to be doing a teardown as soon as I get a Switch 2 in my hands. And that's going to be the live stream where I also do the Switch 2 giveaway. And I'm probably going to take apart the Joy-Cons as well. I didn't think about that until just now, so I'm probably going to run over to GameStop or somewhere to pre-order an extra set of Joy-Cons. Joy-Cons. Alright, so we got a few more spots to desolder. Are they expensive? So granted, the Switch 2 Joy-Cons don't have to be Hall effect to prevent drift, right? Kind of like the GameCube controller. Yes, that is technically true. If they design them well enough and robust enough, they shouldn't get stick drift, right? Because you're right, GameCube controllers had potentiometer base. They didn't have Hall effects, which is funny because the Dreamcast had Hall effect sticks. Isn't that crazy to think about? The Dreamcast was so ahead of its time, man. A lot of people don't know that the Dreamcast had Hall effect sticks. Yep, what, for real? Yep, the Dreamcast has Hall effect analog stick modules. In fact, I think it's like one of the only consoles to have it that I can remember in recent time. And that was, what, 2000? 1999, whenever the Dreamcast came out? Yeah, Sega was ahead of the time, but maybe a little bit too ahead, and it cost them in the long run. You do have to beat the market, but there is a bit of, making sure you meet the market where it is. But let's see, are they expensive? Fun fact, I don't know these particular ones, what they go for, but I'll look that up real quick, actually. Held a message? What? Granted, them junks are a bit uncomfortable. Allow that, what the heck? Okay, auto mod. But anyway, I don't know how much these are because Gully Kit sent them out for me for an upcoming video that I'll be doing. Tutorial video is what they asked me to do, so I'm going to be doing that. I'm hoping, I know next weekend I won't be able to because of, yeah, next weekend I won't be able to, but I'm hoping to get that video out in 2 weeks. Just so, I keep my word too for Gully Kit. But here, I'm going to look it up real quick, Brian. We're gonna see what they go for. So let's screen share. Go to Bezos.com. We're gonna look up Gully Kit Joy-Con modules. Okay. Looks to be about 20 bucks. Wow, it looks like they were also affected by tariffs. But yeah, Gully Kit makes them. They're about $20 for retail price, like raw. I was hoping maybe in the future, you never know, maybe I could like work out a deal with them. I was thinking about that the other day. I was like, that would be sick. But they go for about $20, which isn't too terrible when you think about it. Ziggin got sponsors already. I wouldn't call it a sponsorship, but maybe. I would call it it's in the works. We're in like it's like when you're baking, when you're dating somebody, there's baking and then there's caking, right? It's kind of like that. We're in the baking phase. I wouldn't call it full on caking yet, but we moving. Alpha in the house. Hey, what up, Dad? Oh yeah, by the way, y'all, I didn't tell y'all. There's new emotes. I spent some time last night adding emotes um, for the channel, like specific emotes for Wolfpack Electronics, and for being subscribed. Here, I'm gonna spam some of them. Um, so we have like a hi emote. Check them out. Check them out. We got animated emotes if you're subscribed, but we have some follower ones too. Yeah, we have the taking notes emote. All right, I see you, Jeep. Those are cute. Yeah. Um, the moderator helped me out. Amma Fruity. Yeah, we have some ones where we modified the logo. We have the biscuits, which are the channel points. They're called biscuits. Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's nice having emotes particular to the channel, just so you guys know they're out there. So I'm working on making subscribing worth it. That's what I'm working on. Oh, where are my gloves? Let me put my gloves back on. I hope you guys like them. Yeah, some of them are super cute. Some of them are I think the higher up the sub goal I get, or the tier list, and the more emotes I unlock, because it's based on how many subscribers you have, is the how many slots you can fill up for emotes. So I try to max them out with what I have now, but when we get there, it's gonna be good. I have so many more emote ideas, like pause and like something sus, almost like Among Us, like when someone's sus, having like something like that. But yeah, I hope you guys like them. Alright, we're almost done removing this module. Let's get back over there. These are the anchor points, so they take a bit more heat to remove. More heat, more patience. Okay, let's get in there. Cut. Also, something that's like a little hack is when using solder braid, if you cut off a piece, you have less material to heat up. So then you can let it get to temp a lot quicker. The only thing is it's smaller, so you're probably gonna have to use like tweezers or something to hold it. Here, I'm just gonna add some more flux to this. Here we go. Even add a little bit more solder. And you're probably thinking, why are you adding solder to try to remove it? It's almost like rinsing out when you're washing the dishes, which I know we all love doing that. It's like when you're washing the dishes and you're trying to get the soapy water out, you just have to keep rinsing and rinsing and rinsing until basically you get it all out. It's kind of the same thing sometimes with solder. Ooh, yeah, and I know this is probably rough trying to keep track because this thing moves a good amount. I might just switch to the overhead cam actually. No, because then it's going to be blocked. I'll just keep it. Okay. Ooh, it's toasty. Yeah, hold this thing with your fingers. There is a fungus among us. He said I had to do that many times, lol. You need a solder sucker for these anchor wells. I do. Actually, I have one already. I guess I just need to do the maintenance on it. But yeah, you're right. A solder sucker would be oof. I'd probably already be done. There we go. You know what? I just thought of something. I could use my Omnivice. The Omnivice. Look at that. I forgot I bought this thing. That way, this thing can stay put. Yeah, hold up. Oh, wait, no, it's gonna raise this so much higher, though. I didn't think about that. I need to get, like, a macro lens on this microscope camera, man. Thing is giving me too much grief. Figure this thing out. You know what? Let me turn on the solder sucker. I just haven't used it in a while. I should, though. Like, it's there. Let me turn this thing on. Oh, no, it's gonna take too long. I'll do it for the next one. I'll try to use it for the next one. I guess it is still technically a good idea to show how you do it without a solder sucker. Or with the braid method, even though this is probably like the most annoying way to do it. Alright, I'm gonna add some solder. Nice. Yeah, when I first started doing these stick drift replacements, the solder sucker was all perfect. And it stopped being perfect, and I haven't spent the time to figure out the maintenance. Other than that, though, got some good news. So, as you guys may or may not know, me being all chipper and happy one day, I announced a Switch 2 giveaway. Right? But I did so before they announced the delays in pre-orders, right? So I was like, oh boy, I hope they don't delay something else like the release date. Well, thankfully, Nintendo confirmed the release date of the Switch 2 is not delayed. However, the pre-orders in North America got delayed. So that added a little stress to my life. But nothing too crazy, just a little bit of stress. So anyway, I was looking forward to the day when the pre-orders were actually available to try to snag one for this giveaway. And that was 2 days ago. This Wednesday night, but really Thursday was the pre-order day. But I'm just going to call it Wednesday night because they opened up right at 12:01 for certain online retailers. And I am happy to say we were able to secure a few. And notice I said a few. I was able to lock in some pre-orders for the giveaway. So soon I'm going to be able to actually, in full faith and confidence, advertise this giveaway. Or raffles type giveaway. So that was good. Who cop a Switch 2? Yeah. Yeah. That's a good question. Who was able to get one? That is a great question, B-Roll. And thanks, Tina. So yes, we were able to secure one. One for the teardown video, which is the main attraction. Well, really, I guess the giveaway is the main attraction, but to stay on theme, I was going to be doing a teardown of the Switch 2. Like taking it apart and putting it back together as part of the video. Or the live stream. The giveaway live stream. But yeah, anybody else was able to secure a pre-order for a Switch 2 if you were going for it? For the new Nintendo console coming out in June, which is also the month I'll be doing the giveaway. Alright, anchor points are looking good. There's a couple that need a little something, but we should be good. Wait, what? Said, oh, did you see that all-in-one case by Nintendo? It's tight? No, I didn't. I'm not sure what case you're talking about, be wrong. What all-in-one case? Yeah, it's called Switch 2 all-in-one carrying case. Buy them, not third party. It's like GameStop's old crusty. Old crusty, yeah. That's funny. Yeah, it's possible, but I've done it quite a few times, Dad, with just a braid. Trust me, I believe. Yeah, I'm gonna have to look into that case. That case looks like like it might be worthwhile, especially if it's like first party from Nintendo. Alright, let's go to the overhead view. Use this thing. I want to try this thing out. That Omnivice I was talking about. Basically, it just lets you hold boards. Look at that. That's nice. I like that. I think I'm going to use hot air for this. Just be very careful. So not no any connectors. Oh man, this is so nice to have a vise like this to hold stuff for you. Nice. Just like that. I got it off with some hot air. I figured let me stop screwing around with the solder braid. Nice. I might do that for the next one. Oh, what happened? What's up with your bot mods, bruv? What do you mean? What bot mod? What happened? Did they block a comment of yours? I don't see it. If they did. What's up with your bot mods? Jumpy censoring words. Oh, like what? What did it censor? I didn't see anything come through on my end. What in the world? I do have auto mod because I don't have an actual moderator, so it might be a little more sensitive, just to try to cover. Okay. But yeah, I didn't see it censor you on my end. Man, that hot air was like super effective, man. No Pokemon. Or yes, like Pokemon. There. However, we still have a little bit of solder to clean off. Just a few holes. Got one here. Got this one. And I think that's it. Look at that. Nice and pass through. Nice and through hole like. Check the other side. I think all of those should be good. I don't know about this one right here, this bottom corner, so I'm just gonna clean it up while I'm here. Nice. Alright, let's get it cleaned up and let's get a new analog stick installed. That was a good one, Dad. I guess being full of hot air is not a bad thing. No, not always. Not with electronics. That was a good one. Touche. I give you that one. That was good. That was good. Got a nice chuckle out of that. Clean off this flux. Flux dries up, boy. It's quite a pain to clean up. Gotta be careful not to scratch any traces or anything. Any lines. I don't want it to stay on there. You would know, Wolfpack Dad. That was a good one. That is classic. That was a good one. I like that. I like the banter. Let's see. Hey, the fallen one. Welcome to the pack, man. Appreciate the follow. If you're just now tuning in, we're doing a PS5 controller stick drift repair. I just removed the old analog stick. We're gonna solder in the new one. So you came in at a good time. Since that is the case, I'm going to and we have an ad coming up. I'm gonna go use the restroom real quick and grab the components, but we'll be right back. You came at a good time though, I promise, the fallen one. I am feeling attracted or attacked. I bet you meant attacked, but autocorrect. But we'll be right back. I'm just gonna put the placeholder overlay on, and I'll be right back. I promise. Less than 2 minutes. Alright, I'm back. We are back. We're back. Gotta love the autocorrect, yeah. I was like, you're attracted to being the hot air comment? I don't think so. That don't make no sense. So, alright, we got some new modules. I like to label them so I keep track. Oh yeah, let me clean that other side. That looks good. That looks good. Let's do it. It's literally like this part is like playing with Legos, man. You literally just put it in the holes. You line it up and you place it. There's like little threads on this thing. I don't like that, but it should be fine. Line up the pins. Don't overly push because you might bend them. And with something like an analog stick, you want it to be as flush as possible, as flush to the board as possible. So I'm making sure it's flat up against the board. Minimal gaps in between the module and the PCB, or printed circuit board. That's what PCB stands for. Okay. Alright, that's a nice snug fit. That looks good. Alright, let's tack it in, or get it soldered in. I'm going to do one of the anchors, and then press and hold, and then do the other anchor. That's how I know it's going to be nice and flush. Okay. Alright, that's one anchor, and we're going to get the other one. So after I put this little bit of solder in there, just to tack it in place, I'm pressing, like I'm using two fingers to hold it and pressing to make sure it's flush, and then I reflow it, and that should ensure that it seats down. Reflow the solder joint. Make sure it's getting proper wetting. Yep. And then boom. Now I don't have to worry about if it's flush anymore. I can just keep going and speed run the rest of the connections. So here. Man, oh, that monitor is gonna be, oof, I can't wait. I kind of want to go to go look on Facebook Marketplace right now and find a monitor. I'm sure there's someone giving an old one away. It doesn't have to be fancy. It's not like I need like 3000 hertz refresh rate or something crazy. I just need to see what you guys see so I can adjust in more real time, in a more real time fashion. Alright, so all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go around the board and add flux to all the solder joints I want to make. Even though the solder comes with flux in it already, I like to add extra just to ensure proper wetting and good connection. Hey, the Fallen One message for the first time. Alright, he said, didn't know this was so high tech, glad I took to you. Oh yeah, man, we're real high tech around here. Wolfpack Electronics, baby. The main thing is I just want to show people how to do certain things. You know, if they're inclined, or they just want to watch. I crack jokes too, so you know. And then other people in chat crack jokes too. We crack jokes on each other, but in good spirits. And all in good fun. Alright, so let's solder these 3 points. These are going to be your x-axis potentiometer. These are the 3 points to solder. So if you ever had to get to the point where you're putting this thing back together and you notice, oh, I can move the analog stick up and down but not left and right, it's probably because these solder joints weren't properly made. Alright, so next, these 4 connections. Oh, wait, hold on, let me get it in screen. These 4 connections I'll point to them with the solder. We have 1, 2, 3, 4. These are for when, when you're trying to sprint in a game and you click the analog stick. That's what these 4 connections are. So again, if you're getting around to testing and you notice you're not getting that functionality, it's probably these points. Some solid looking solder joints, just like that. Doesn't take too much, man. As long as electrons can make it, they'll make it. They're just like us. They take the path of least resistance. Alright, and then we have these 3 connections for the potentiometer on the y-axis. So up and down. So we're just going to do that. Let's get that done. Alright. You don't want to hold too long on these connections because they're metal pins. The pins are shrouded around in plastic, so if you hold the heat on it too long, you'll melt the housing a little bit. So you don't want to do that. But now we're on to the anchor points. These points you can dump a lot of heat into, and you don't have to worry about damage. So we're going to do this anchor point since it's in frame. All right, let me clean off my soldering iron real quick. And then that nice and hot, and flow. Boom. Good rate of feeding the solder into the joint. We have this point right here we're going to solder into. Make that connection. Oh, wait. So this is a good point. Notice how the pin itself, if you notice, let me see, let me get it in frame. Okay, so the pin is up and down, and I have a wedge tip, so it's best to come at it at this angle for heat transfer versus this angle. These are like the little things I keep in mind when I'm doing this type of stuff, just so everything works out as it should. Alright. Alright. And same thing. You can hold the heat here just to make sure you get proper wetting, or the solder becomes liquidous. That's the terms they use in the industry. That was a good one, Dad. He said, "Don't say joint, your bot might get crazy." Say connection. I'm dead. That's funny. That was a good one. That's funny. I gotta come up with a laughing emote for the channel. That was a good one. That was funny. Oh, hold on. Let me do the laughing emoji. Alright. Alright, let's make this solder connection now. Hold on, the board is at an angle, so it might be out of focus. 1 second. Alright, I'm going more out of focus. Alright, here we go. Yeah, the auto mod, I have it to like the second from the max sensitivity, because it can get even more sensitive, which I don't even want to think what that looks like. But some point in the future, when I'm nice and big and have thousands of followers or whatever, I'll have a moderator that can just watch the chat for me, so I don't need a bot to do it. Okay. But the new module is installed. That looks good. Solder joints around it look good. Just checking visually. You can see solder went all the way through. So per IPC, you want to have 75% for a class 3 solder joint. Class 3 is the highest level of compliance. So if it's a through-hole connection, the solder needs to fill up 75% of that volume in order to be compliant with class 3 electronic assemblies. contact wipe to clean this up. I'm gonna switch back over to the overhead cam, clean it that way. You guys can see. Got my foam swabs, way better than cotton swabs, IMO. Clean off the old flicks. And I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I'm already like thinking about that PS5 that got shipped to me and wasn't really packaged well is making me anxious. Not anxious like, oh, I need to go breathe real hard in a paper bag or something, but just enough to be like, dang, I hope it's not messed up. Yo, no joints, please. Maybe that, maybe I can make an emote out of that. That's a good emote idea. Cause when I was cooking them up yesterday with Amma Fruity, that's what we were coming out. This is family. This is a family stream. Okay, sir. All right, I won't say it anymore. All right, let's get this controller reassembled and let's test it. This is funny. All right. This is why I kept track of which thumbstick was where. So we have the right thumbstick. I'm gonna put that back now. Need to do that now for the reassembly process. Gotta do everything in reverse order. You know what? Dust this off while I'm here. That way I can get around the whole thing. Alright, nice. Alright, it's the right stick and the left stick. Now this, you just gotta finagle it back in. Reminds me of working on cars. You gotta like get a scratch here, bump there in order to get something in where it's supposed to go. Obviously, a lot less emotional damage though. Working on cars will give you emotional damage sometimes. Sometimes. Other times it's just fun. I know B-Raw knows a little something something about that kind of emotional damage you'll get from working on cars. And not even because of physical pain, but the mental pain. Okay, Tina, I see you using the emotes. Okay, okay. When I stop by so you can for the Twitch Prime through Amazon, you'll unlock some more. All those like cute ones you saw me using. All those animated ones too. You have to be subscribed to use them. They don't let me do animated emotes for non-subscribers. There were no slots. Alright, so we're just connecting the ribbon. Wait, does my head get in the way? Wow, that's awesome. My head does not get in the way. The angles on this are really good. So just connecting the ribbon cables. This is my favorite set of pliers in all the earth. Right here. He said, Wolfpack Electronics dad asked, did coffee get in the old one or was it just old and worn out? I think dust and debris got in it, but no liquids, thankfully. So I don't need you guys making bets or trying to take bets on me to lick it or whatever. Pause. That's another emote that's coming. There's the pause emote. That's an Elon Musk. Oh, that's another emote idea. Elon Musk. All these little sayings I say, I should just make emotes. Elon Musk, pause, hey yo, all those are going to be emotes at some point. Alright, let's reattach these motor wires. Tina's using the cool biscuit, or the cool emote. That's the cool Wolfpack Electronics emote, and then the biscuit emote. The biscuits, aka the channel points emote. And I'm coming up with better rewards for the channel points. I have to look into see if there's a software that'll link things. because like I said before, I want to have it where the more you watch, like and chat, the more points you get, and I want you guys to be able to redeem those points maybe for like a potential repair discount or something. So it incentivizes people to watch. Plus, it's my way of giving back to people that support the channel. Here, I'll show you guys. I'd rather do that than not show you guys. Let's zoom out. So what I'm doing now is I have to reattach these motor wires. So I don't have to test it, but you might as well if you're here. They're so easy to do. It doesn't add that much more time. So on the board, Sony put a Y to let you know which one is which. So Y is for yellow, and there's also a red lower down the board for red to let you know which one goes where. And if you know one of them, you know the other. So the yellow wire goes first. Alright, it's yellow. And green. Nice. And then we need to do these motor wires. And like I was saying, right here to the bottom, you can see an R for red. So that lets you know which one goes where. Oh, Stan the Man asked a question. Just saw the title of the stream. Is the Overheating PS5 Reese's? Yes, sir. It belongs to Mr. Reese. I told him when I start working on it, I'll let him know. So I haven't messaged him yet. But if you want to message him for me, that'd be tight. If you want to. You don't have to. I'll message him later. But I'm not going to probably get to it probably until like an hour from now. Maybe less, actually. Now that I'm just going to use the hot air method. He's at the Magic game tonight? Oh, that's what's up. Wait, didn't the Magic play last night in Denver? Or was I tripping when I saw that? Pretty sure the Magic were playing recently. In fact, shoot, I might wear my jersey tonight then. Probably gonna go out to Island Route after this. Maybe. Let's see. Cause it's the playoffs, right? They playing Celtics. Oof, that's gonna be rough. I don't want to call it a wash, but you know I love to rep Florida, but the Magic, bro. If you're a Magic fan, you're a loyal person. That's what I'll say. Like Rafi, like Raphael, the homie, the local homie around here, which I actually need to wrap up a repair for him. He is a diehard Magic fan. Like to the point where I just gotta respect. You gotta put respect on his name, man. He's got like all the collectibles. He keeps all the cans. He keeps the. They about to get swept. Yeah, I know. Don't say that too loud. Rafi might be in here one day. I don't want to hurt his feelings. If you watching, Raf, sorry, bro. You know I'm gonna take a picture of the chat and send it to him. Let me take a pic and send it to him. He's gonna probably laugh. Let me see. Please don't touch my Raf. Okay, I sent it to him. I wonder if Raf went to the game. That'd be tight. You know, I want to go to more sports events like hockey. I don't know about soccer. Maybe soccer, but hockey, basketball is always high energy and fun. I like basketball games. I've been to that, but I'm gonna try more other like different ones. All right, so we got these two wires right here. Miami Hurricane game, I will go with you. Hey, let's do it. I'm down. Shoot, and Stan knows about that. He's always going to those games. Well, let me not say always, but he goes pretty off and on. More than I do, that's for sure. Plus, that's his team. You know, I was wearing a Hurricane shirt that I got, but it's like 5XL. It's like really huge. Teacher pops the game. Oh, I think I'm gonna have to. Just so you can follow along, so you know what's going on. Makes it more entertaining when you actually know what's going on. Alright, let's go over to the overhead cam. Let's get this one out the way. So now we have the battery carrier. We're gonna install that. Use my second favorite pair of pliers. Just like that. Alright, so everything looks good. Everything is seated properly. No interference, no binding. So we're gonna get the screw in. Which again, like I was saying, all the screws are the same. Soccer all the way, yeah. He just says it's not real football. Well, then call it something else. Because you don't play with your feet. Why is it called football? Yeah, I've heard that one. I've heard that one. Oh, swap the bit. I need this bit. Alright. Boom. This controller's starting to come together. Alright, we have to get the battery in, and then from there, we can do our calibration and testing. Boom. Alright, let's move on over to screen share. It's handball. Well, they do kick it. Sometimes. They actually do kick the ball sometimes, sir. Alright. Family football trip? I'm down. We can all rep the brand shirts? I'm down. Alright, let's switch over to screen share so I can show you guys what I'm doing.
Do I still have that window up? Yeah, I do. Alright, nice. It does that thing every time.
Alright, you guys should be able to hear me again. Every time I plug in this PS5 controller, it detects it and then switches over. Maybe I need to prevent switching. Anyway, I'll worry about that later. Let's go over to this. So I got the controller connected, and then when I make an input, it should see it. Yep, just like that. And I have the controller in my hand, so this shows you what it models. So you can see the right stick that I replaced is off center, but that's because it hasn't been calibrated yet. But it's good to see that it detects my motions. There's no ghost inputs, there's no weird things happening. So from here, I can just calibrate it, and that should solve all this issue. Right? Nice. So we know that's, so far we've been successful. So we go over to the website. It's a web app that someone made in order to calibrate these. Hold on, where's gamepad? Where's my web page? Oh, there it is. Okay. Trying to stay organized here. I understand. I'll take my gloves off for this because it's getting serious. I'm just playing. Alright, we select the controller. Boom. So now we can calibrate it. So the first thing we want to do is calibrate the stick center. Oh, the battery's at 15%. Dang. Might leave this to charge so the customer has it full charged. Alright, calibrate stick center. Begin, and it basically just gives you instructions of what to do. So you go top left, return to center, top right, return to center, and everything I'm doing, on the controller. So you go bottom left, and then return to center, and then bottom right, and return to center. And you probably noticed it already, but now the center is calibrated. Now it's like dead center. But the next thing we need to do is get the circularity, the range right. Even though right now, actually, this is a pretty good range. But just going to calibrate it. I'm already here. Might as well. Calibrate stick range. And you just need to rotate the analog sticks in a circle a few times. I usually like to do 3 times. Wait, what? Richie's in here? How do you know that? Richie's been lurking? What the heck? Alright, and then done. Alright, let's test the range. That looks good. And what I'm looking for is at the peak, it's at 100%. I'll have to explain that here. Let me lurk in peak. Oh, he is in here lurking. I didn't even know he was here. I've been here since the start of the stream. Oh, you were the one. Yo, Richie, chill on. Okay. Well, we just calibrated this controller, so let's save the changes. It'll write it to the flash on the controller. And then let's go back over to our gamepad tester. Dang, Stanley. Good. Call him out. Make him interact with the chat. Hey, Rich, we got new emotes, by the way. You can check them out. We got animated ones and non-animated ones. But we're going to go through and test all the buttons. Alright, that's good. That's good. Everything looks good. So that's a success. The controller done. That's one down. We got one more to go. Alright, let's go back over to the overhead cam. Alright, let's completely reassemble this thing. This man was lurking like a lurker, man. This guy lurking in the back. Yo, why does that light keep doing that? It like turns on and off. I created my own for your stream. Yeah, I remember that one. But here, let me show you some of the new ones. So, when you call Richie out, you use this one. You got this one. There's some pretty dope ones. Oh yeah, this one I made just for you. Like this one, when I was making it, I was like, oh yeah, this is for Rich. I was like, Richie's gonna use this one all the time. Right there. There's another one similar, but this one was better because it had the mug. I specifically made that one for Rich. The name of the emo is called Not Amused. I was like, yep, I know Richie's gonna like that one. Alright, let's finish the assembly process and then get on to the next one. See, that's the nice thing, you just gotta do. You don't have to do a whole lot once you're done testing it. Let me just brush this out real quick while I'm here. See, it's doing that junk again, and I already reset this light, so I'm gonna have to look into why that's happening. For a second, I was thinking to myself, maybe there's an IP conflict with the different ones I have. I know. There's one more that would have been good for you, Rich, but it was too similar. So I was like, I only have limited slots. Maybe in the future when I get more slots, I'll put it in there. You should come to town, Richie. Alright, that looks good. Let's get the screws in. Bring the screws over. Cough, cough. Alright, one more screw. And basically all the covers, and then we're done. Alright. Just like that, baby. Also clean this thing off, man. Get the crumbs out of here. See, I had to get a different brush. This one doesn't scratch the finish. So I was glad I found this one. It's a nice brush. It's been a minute, cough, cough. Good reply. Roast him. Make him feel it. Make him sweat. Bring thyself. Of course he's using it. Of course. Good timing. Good timing. I guess I set him up. I set him up like that. Alright. Let's get this last piece on there. Move on to the next one. Nice. So many satisfying clicks and clacks. Sounds good. Your room will be available tonight. Hey, you can still make it, man. And you can like have my stream on in the background as you drive over here. Alright, that's so annoying. Okay. Nice. Alright, just doing like a final test. Everything looks good. Alright, another DualSense controller saved. It would be, unfortunately, I would be busy looking at my new granddaughter tomorrow. Oh yeah, that's right. Not happy about having a crumble snatcher being claimed to me. Yes, man. Or goddaughter, my bad. Yeah, man, that picture was so cute that you sent earlier. Can't believe it, man. Papush is a dad. Alright, let me put this one over there as ready for delivery. Alright, let's get this other one crack-a-lackin'. What's crack-a-lackin'? Crumb snatcher. Ooh, yeah, this one's dusty. Yep, and he has a pet with like fine hair. See, this is what causes it, man. Or at least I see this correlation. Man, this one probably got drift first and he just parked it. Because this thing is like caked on dust. Congratulations to him, yeah. Yes, Crumb Snatcher. Richie uses such loving terminology. Such loving terminology. Wait, what was wrong with this controller? I'm doing stuff, but I'm not seeing a problem. LB works, RB works, triggers work, D-pad works. Face buttons work. Auxiliary face buttons work. Click buttons work. He said it had drift. See if I can induce it. Wait a minute. It's like off though. I'm holding straight up, but it's like it's going. Okay, now it is. Okay. I don't know what was wrong with this thing. I'm not seeing any problem. The estimate was for stick drift. I'm looking at the quote. But where? Where's the stickity driftity? I'm not seeing it. Alright, well. I mean, I don't get what I'm supposed to do with this thing. I'm trying to induce it right now. That's why you see me moving the stick, the analog stick in these awkward positions very slowly. Usually with stick drift, when you move this analog stick slowly, you'll induce it. I'm not getting nothing. I could replace some, but I don't like to fix what's not broken. Okay. Hmm. Oh, hey, Lino. Nice that you're in here. Oh, I didn't realize that was you. Just right. Okay. Okay, so Drew. Wolfpack, this is Lino. Gotcha. Okay. So you said it drifts when you play COD. Lino, was it the right stick or the left stick? Your left stick looks a little off based on what I was feeling, but let me know. The first controller's already done. I don't know if you saw that, but if you said you were here, then yeah, you probably saw that. Spider-Man controller's fixed. Left stick. Okay. I might just replace it anyway. Um, here you go. We're gonna see it coming back. Yeah. Here, let me see again. It has like a slight, like it has like a slight proclivity to go to the left. Like even when I go up, like it's not like straight up. I wonder if I could recal? I wonder, hey Lino, do you use, when you play COD, I know a lot of people, they have their dead zones very, very small. Like I personally do that. Do you have your dead zone set to like real low? Yeah, I do the same thing. I wonder if it's just picking up on it because it's like really sensitive. I could try recalibrating. Let me try that first. Um, where's my tool? Tool sets calibration. Because I'm not picking it up at all, and this software is pretty good. The one thing I do notice is like it has like a slight, like it wants to go left when I go up. Okay, I'm noticing a little something there. Okay. Alright. Here, let me try this. If that doesn't work, then I'm just gonna replace them. The left stick. I do the same thing. Alright, I'm gonna make the call and just replace it, just to be safe. Because I don't want to like send it back to you and then it does it again. Plus, I'm noticing this slight awkwardness. When going straight up, it wants to kind of go left a little bit. Alright. Executive decision made. Let's crack this thing open. Alright, reboot controller. Alright, cool. Alright. Excuse me. Yo, man, I just want a burger, man. I don't know why. I've been doing good too. I've been fasting all day, but boy, right now I could go for a burger or a whole box of pizza. Want some? Yeah, I can go for either one of those. All right, so we're on overhead view. No, we're not. Oh, you guys are seeing behind the scenes. You shouldn't see that. That's alright. It's no big deal. All right. Same thing. Always use a plastic tool. Don't scratch your finish. If you ever find yourself in this situation. All right. Should have held that down. Rich said it's Alex's fault. Wait, how's it Alex's fault? What'd he do? You're making me think of the 50 Cent meme again. When he's talking about Lloyd Mayweather. I won't say it, but that's what it's making me think of. Why he saying me for? About the burger? Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, I've been resisting. And lately, I subscribe to this new cliche or quote I hear a lot from Young Don. It's like, what you resist persists. So it's like, man, let me just do it real quick. You know, I'll get my extra steps in and let me enjoy that burger or that box of pizza. And I'm not talking about a few slices. I'm talking like a whole box of pizza. I could go for a whole box from FM Pizza. It'll have in downtown Eau Gallie. It's the meat lovers pizza, pause, but with hot honey on it. That junk slaps every time. There we go. Yeah, I'm seeing, I don't know if it's a dog. What kind of dog do you have? Lino, if you don't mind me asking. Or cat. I wonder if, I wish they made like dust covers for controllers. Because I'm noticing the fur in here. And I just seen a correlation where for like people who have pets, they tend to have stick drift more often than people who don't. Wait, Richie, you were in that conversation too. Don't try to blame it just on Alex. You was talking about Taco Bell. Lino said I have two pits and a mixed shepherd. Okay. I'm assuming the pits usually have short hair. So it's probably the shepherd. Right? You said a mixed shepherd, yeah. I wasn't I wasn't talking about burger stuff. What? Oh my gosh. All right, fair. I'll give that one to you. Fair. You know, if I really want a dog, but the dog I want is obviously like a husky hybrid with a wolf, and to have one of those dogs in Florida, boy, I know a few people who do though, actually. One lives like further south, and I think one's in my neighborhood, if I'm not mistaken. But you have to have like extra insurance, and it's a bit more. If I could get a wolf dog, that would be so cool. And on brand. I mean, it is my favorite animal. One of my pits is a Chow Pit mix. He the hairy one. Okay. Okay. Yeah, 'cause it's like it's a good amount, but it's not like super long. So I was thinking like if you actually had like an American bully or something, would they have short hair? But yeah, this hair is like pretty significant length. Pets. Can't live with them, can't live without them. I low key want a dog, a wolf dog. I hate to sound cringe, but I do. I've wanted one for a very long time. I've done the research so many times. And like how it's good to have another dog with them so they can become social. You can socialize them. You would need to keep your house cold like mine. I don't think you'd like it. I mean, yeah, you're right. I don't like it really cold in here, but I could figure it out. Oh, see, this is cool. On this revision of the controller, the yellow and green wire, they made that connection somewhere else, so they aren't soldered on the board, so it's like a little bit less effort required to remove those wires. That's pretty cool. It's always cool to see the different micro revisions that companies make on the same product. Actually, you can tell based off the backplate which revision this is. If you look at the serial number, it's the second number in the serial number. So this is a second gen, which makes sense because this colorway came out right after the initial launch. I'm curious, what was the version of the Spider-Man one? I'm assuming 3. Let's see, this was a third gen, yeah, G3. Vision 3 controller. Little nerd facts about these little controllers. Anyway, onward. But yeah, like I said, I'm a great fan of pizza. I think I'm gonna act on this. I think I'm gonna act on this desire of mine. And honestly, for a wolf dog, I could wear a hoodie. It's not that big of a deal. I'll just put a hoodie on and wear sweats all the time. Look like I'm no lifing all the time. And no offense to people who may be wearing sweats and hoodies right now in their own house. So just like the first one, we gotta remove the well, that sucks. Gotta remove the vibration motor wires in order to get access to the board. Itchy. Alright, so we know it's this one. Just checking for dust. Alright. Yeah. See, let me show you guys. This is what I was talking about. This is what I notice doing these jobs. Somehow the fur or the hair can get down in there. You see that? Oh, wait. Let me see if I can focus it. Ah, but the hair gets somehow it gets past all of the shield around the analog stick. And this is what I notice. Controllers that tend to come to me with stick drift, there's like this hair in it. And it's just like luck of the draw if the hair gets where it shouldn't be. Funny enough, the right one has more hair on it, but this one doesn't have drift. So I don't know the full rhyme or reason, but that's one part of the correlation I see. Alright, let's get this thing removed. Okay, I'm gone now. Later, Hefferson. No, Richie's leaving. Alright, Rich. See ya. Thanks for stopping by and lurking. Man, lurking in the chat. Alright, so just like before, I'm gonna add flux and then remove it. And this time I'm gonna use hot air. There's my Omnivice. Oh, it's super blurry. Oh no, it just fell. Oh, okay, that's fine. Just a little melt of solder. Let's get this thing in the Omnivice. Alright, let's get the hot air going. While that's going, let me preload these things with fresh hot air. Man, that's pretty effective. I kind of like the hot air method. I've always been a fan of hot air. Man, I got pretty good at that. Jeez, didn't even leave melted plastic. Nice. Thing came out pretty smooth. I do say so myself. Alright. Now we just gotta clean up the holes, which is a lot easier to do with solder braid. And this Omnivice, man, this thing is great. That's one thing I like, and I've noticed throughout like me doing this as a business, starting this business, is I've learned more tips, more tips, more tips to get better. And I know the cliche experience, right? It's what video games are based off of, but it's cool to treat this like a video game and just get better. So right now we're just clearing up the holes. The hot air method was good for getting the component out, but it's not really good for removing solder. Nice. It's coming right out. Dang, that boy called Hefferson the disrespect. Actually, if it's coming from Richie, not so much. Because it's kind of like boss, you know, like Hefe. But he not Hispanic, so he don't put the proper letters. But it's okay, I forgive him. El Jefe. Oh yeah, Stanley, Richie laugh or Raffy laughed at your message. I sent it to him. He was laughing. Man, this braid fills up fast. It's the same braid I was using. It's different now. Oh, cool. They're actually putting up a good fight right now. Oh, word. What's the score? What's the score? What's the score? 50 to 44, that's pretty good. We have 3 more holes to clear out. Then we should be good with the installation of the new module. Fifty 44. Dang. Nice. Let's clean it. I see the dance is in. I see the dance is in. Oh yeah, you like that emote, sir? It's called the party emote. So like whenever there's a success or something good happens, you guys can spam that emote. I gotta make it worthwhile for you guys, you know? Make it somewhat entertaining. Give you guys some reason to come back. Besides my dashing good looks, right? That's what Gene would say. He always says that. When you ask him like, "Hey, how you doing?" He's like, "Well, dashing good looks and a winning personality, how could I lose?" Oh yeah, by the way, Gene is the guy who donated the GoPro to the channel. Alright, cleaning is almost done. Alright, do it again. Oh no. A little too aggressive. A little too aggressive. Really? Me? That's the success dance. Exactly. You get it. See? Because you're always saying, oh yeah, time to do the dance. Now you guys can just spam that in the chat when there's a success. I'll still dance IRL because I like to dance, but yeah. Alright. There it goes. Jeez. It's not taken. Yo, Jeff, you heard Kanye new song? What? No, I didn't know he dropped anything. I heard he dropped Bully, right? And then that was it. I didn't know he dropped a new song. What's the name of it? Oh God, no. Why are you laughing? Is it bad? Is it whack? Is it another poop diddy scoop? Cousin. Okay, the song's called Cousin. Oh jeez. I have to figure out a time to play that one. That junk is wild. Oh God. Oh, did he use AI on this song? Because I know he was talking about using AI in some music production. Be prepared when you listen. Oh God. I don't know if I want to listen now. I mean, I will, but I don't know if I want to. Alright, let's make some solder joints. No, he talking about his adolescence. Oh, okay. Is he talking about the cousin that sued him or blackmailed him? He probably is. Again. And what he did? Oh, no. Yo, that seems sus, man. I didn't even hear the song and it sounds sus already. I feel like I need to do a preemptive pause. Where the sus emo at? Yo, it's coming. It's on the way. It's on the way. I actually have the prototype made or found, discovered. I didn't make it. It was discovered. I just want to add words to it, but it's just the face of the sus. I need to add sus at the bottom. That would be good. Sus emo inbound. All right, let's clean this thing, and then we can get this thing tested. Man, it's already 8:22. To be honest, I was only gonna try to stream from 6 to 9, but I mean, Reese could wait. He waited this long, and I'm gonna stream tomorrow, so I might just do it tomorrow. Plus, like I said at the beginning, I wasn't even feeling up to streaming when I started, but I'm glad everybody joined. It kind of hyped me up, especially now I'm about to listen to this new Kanye. This new Ye in the Ye verse. Oh boy. I can only imagine the bag of tricks. Don't do it on stream. Oh, heck no. Uh-uh. I already know that. I said, no, sir. Yeah, we not. I ain't trying to get banned already now, you know? I just started. I just started my Twitch career. I'm not trying to get banned. Kanye a menace, low key. Yeah, that boy Ye tweaking. I mean, there's nothing new under the sun, man. That's what I'll say to that. There's nothing new under the sun. Alright, Let's get this thing real assembled. Alright, so we got the yo. This is hold on. Let me clean that. I have to use alcohol for this one. Man, I love this new PC that I was able to get and rebuild. Thing runs like a champ. It's not even cracking a 70C. And I'm streaming right now with multiple camera inputs, multiple streams because I'm streaming on YouTube and Twitch. Oh, snap. Is that a heat gun? Oh, I didn't know Tina was on. Tina made a message on YouTube. Is that a heat gun? Hot air station. I don't know how late I am to answer that. That's another thing I gotta look into is merging the two chat streams because it's hard to keep track. I'm so used to looking at the Twitch one, especially all cramped up on one monitor. Uh, this is next level though. Oh gosh, man. Yo, you putting like 20 on 10? Is that bad? Like, you tweaking that bad? Like, we talking like Yeezus tweaking or? I mean, he is on that nitrous oxide, you know what I'm saying? I wouldn't be surprised if, yeah, I ain't gonna wish that, but yeah, you gotta be careful what you're doing out here in these streets. Worse. Oh, yo. Okay. I'll mentally prepare thyself. Alright, so we got this, this, those are good, and then we just need to move this one. Okay. Nice. Alright, we got our ribbon cables in. Excuse me. Alright, let's get these in. Oh yeah, Stan, you did your push-ups already? I did 100 yesterday, I only did 20 today so far. Dang, you're doing 100 a day? That's really good, man. I think last time we talked, you were trying to like switch up the variations, like trying to do more closer grip to work your way to diamond push-ups. Trying to? Yeah, that's what's up. Man, I've been slacking off. I feel like I haven't worked out in like 3 weeks, which is shocking that I don't feel pain because with the injuries I have, if I don't work out or do some type of exercise, within a 2 to 3 week period, I'll start feeling the pain. So I literally have to work out and not get pain. And I don't even want to think what it would feel like if I stopped. Some days are better than others. That flu got you off schedule. Oh yeah, that's I forgot about that. That was literally last week. That flu took me down for a whole week, man. From Sunday to Sunday. No, Sunday to Monday. So like 7, 8 days. It was either the flu or COVID, man. I felt like COVID. The way it was affecting my breathing, I had to whip out the asthmatica, aka the nebulizer. I call it the asthmatica. It's harmonica and asthma mixed together. That's the way I like it. 30 for 30. 30 for 30. Last ribbon cable. Success. Alright, let's get this screw in. Battery. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, man. I need to eat. I've been fasting all day, so I need to eat. And I'm going to eat whatever I want. Now I eat what I want. Now what I eat what I want. Yeah. The song's never gonna get old, man. That song's a classic. Certified classic. Now I do what I want. Now I do what I want. Be underneath. There you go. Alright. Yeah. Alright, let's do it. Let's do it. Test and calibration time. See if it takes over my headset mic. Because it detects the speaker in this thing. Yo, we not advertising Zen on my channel, yo. Get that junk out of here, man. Alright. Looks like everything was successful from an installation perspective. Now we just need to calibrate it. Alright, as you guys seen, have my bookmark, connect, calibrate, connect, stick center, start, top left, release, top right, release, bottom left, release, bottom right. Good. Center's good. But the range is not. Look at that. It should be on the other side of the circle. So stick range. Throw that thing in a circle. I don't know why that song comes to mind, but yeah. We just have to rotate the analog sticks in a circle slowly. I like to do it between 3 and 5 times. I say 3 to 5 because sometimes you lose track. Excuse me. Sorry about that. I forget you guys can hear me when I do that. Probably a little loud. Alright. Let's see. Alright. Let's see. Oh, yeah. That's good. So I like to see. And then the right stick, which didn't change. Good. Save changes. Perfect. Let's go back to the gamepad tester. We're going to test circularity. Believe you want it to be about 8, between 8 and 10%. Oh yeah, 6.9%. Nice. The stupid meme will never die. Nice. All right, let's do it. Let's get it. Let's get it. Oh, 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 oh. That's a W. That's a W. Let's eat one. That's a W. See, that could be an emote too. We need to get that. Nothing is true, everything is permitted. If you know, you know. Much joy. Appreciate the hype, Dad. I have a feeling that's gonna be your favorite emote or your most used emote. But I have a few more down the pipeline once I unlock more slots. Need to grow the channel in order to unlock the rest of them, which is coming. Also, tomorrow, I think I'm gonna stream myself playing a video game for the first time. So I know that won't appeal to everybody, but I feel like it'll be a good way to branch out and mix the two audiences. But my channel, the majority will be repairs. Me playing video games on stream will probably be like once or twice a week, but me repairing things will be 4 times. 3 to 4. 4. Also, I want to like play with the community, like play with people of the channel. Boom. All right. Let's do it. Let's get this cover back. Let me dust this thing. Oh, I have it here. Man, this brush is awesome. I need to get more of these. This came with like a kit of tools that I got. Let's see if I can single this thing out, find it, and get it in bulk from like AliExpress or something. I don't know who that is. Nice. Alright, it's final test time. And then it's time for Jeff to get some food time. It's almost the end of adventure time. I guess my title was false advertisement, I guess. I wish there was a way you can update the title as you stream, but you can't really do that. At least I don't think so. Or you can, but it won't update the VOD title, which is the video that saves after the fact. That won't update, but you can update the stream title. Alright. I guess I'll have to be more generic in the future and just like Sony repairs or PlayStation repairs or something. I feel like that'd be better. Alright, let's just do a nice preliminary button check. Final, or not preliminary, final button check. Let's turn off circularity. Alright, so we're gonna go through X, circle, square, triangle, LB, RB, trigger, trigger. Let's see, select, start, or options, start. Left click, right click of the analog stick. Up, down, left, right, down, left, right. We have the pad, which is B17, and then we have the PlayStation button. Everything's working. Cool. Hey man, I can do a slice or two of that pizza. Well, you're gonna have to come with me because that pizza is kind of a drive, and I eat it there when it's nice and fresh. Fresh, my friend. That's another thing. I want to put like Haitian or Creole sayings in there, like fleckon. I am down. All right, we can go. Let's go. I think they close at 10. Yeah, I like my pizza fresh. Okay, but yeah, everyone, that was a repair of two DualSense controllers. Didn't kind of burnt out. I know that seems like nothing, but I still work a full-time job, even though the stream was only like 3 hours or 2.5. But yeah, no excuses. Just we didn't get to it. We'll get to it tomorrow. Thank you all for being here. Lino, if you're still here, I will be in contact with you for drop off so you can receive your freshly repaired controllers. We'll be in contact for sure. Might even be able to do a pickup for tomorrow, depending on scheduling. Um, but yeah, everything went well. Yeah, thank you. You are absolutely welcome. I appreciate you like dropping a follow and coming through. You're my 69th follower. Oh yeah, I need a thank you email. That's a good one. I like that one. We vibe in. And you've earned some biscuits too, because you were here, which are my channel points. So if you ever get curious in the future, I know we're all busy. I don't expect everybody to come through and watch every stream, but if you do, you start building up biscuits, which are channel points, which you can use towards discounts. So let's say stick drift in the future or HDMI port repair, whatever. You can apply a percentage discount. So, but yeah, everyone, thank you. It was a good one. It was a real time. We had fun. We had some successes, 2 successes. Got some repairs done. That's always nice. Stay tuned for the next stream. I will be streaming tomorrow, starting at 1 o'clock. About around 1 o'clock. So stay tuned for that. All right, everyone. See you guys. Appreciate you being here. Peace.